Hello and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Today on the program, Senate bows to pressure, rejects Lauretta Onochie's nomination as INEC Commissioner. APC fixes July 31st for commencement of congresses as Deputy Senate President, tasks leaders on party supremacy, and later on the show, Senate moves to stop JAMB from admitting candidates below 18 years. I'll be hanging out with Mojid Jamiu and Asuko James, while Babajide Kolade Otitoju will be joining us from our Abuja studio. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thanks for staying with us. Before we start the discussion today, let's say happy birthday to Kogi State Commissioner for Works and Housing, Alhaji Abubakar Ohere, who had another 1 year today. Happy birthday to Alhaji Ohere. And Babajide, the Commissioner for Works in Kogi State, that is in a strategic position. And we know Kogi is sharing boundaries with like 10 states. So how effective has Alhaji Ohere been?
Yes, Alhaji Ohere has been one of the stars of the Bello administration. He used to be Commissioner for Local Government Affairs, but as an engineer, he is a round peg in a round hole, and the governor took the right decision by moving from the Ministry of Local Government to the Works Ministry, where during this second term we've seen a number of quality projects taking place at the Confluence University, the Ganaja flyover, 55-kilometer Ejule-Ida road project. So he's a good man, and he has not disappointed the governor in terms of his energy and what he's bringing to the administration. Even when I refused to go to Kogi State, Ohere and Mohammed Onogu were my two friends in the administration. And they were very, very crucial to getting me to come and see some of the work that the governor has done. In fact, Onogu especially said, see, you believe that my governor has not worked. Why don't you come down and see some of the work that he has done during the second term? And it's the same thing that Ohere said to me when I visited home. So I would say that both individuals are real assets to the governor, and they've challenged me to come and see what the governor is doing. And I've gone there, and I believe that if the government can sustain this momentum, that would be great for Kogi State. That is what we want to see. We want the governor to work very hard, especially during the second term, so as to give himself a legacy. Happy birthday to my friend. He's 55 years today, but he doesn't look like a 55-year-old man.
So we'll say happy birthday to Alhaji Abubakar Ohere, the Commissioner for Works and Housing in Kogi State. Now, moving on now. Many Nigerians and groups who oppose the nomination of Lauretta Onochie as the National Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, can now heave a sigh of relief. The Nigerian Senate has rejected her nomination following adoption of reports of its committee on INEC, tasked with screening Onochie and the other nominees. The committee chairman, Senator Kabiru Gaya, at plenary this Tuesday said Onochie was disqualified based on petitions against her and violation of federal character principles, as she's from Delta State, which has Mary Agbamuche Umbu in INEC. Senate decision is in line with our position when the discussion came up for discussion on the program in June. Let's share with you.
But if the Constitution says that anybody to be appointed into INEC must not be a member of a party, then the president has created a moral problem by going for someone that Nigerians know, and there's sufficient evidence through our posts on social media. Not just you can be an aide of the president and not be fiercely loyal to his party. There are other places where the president can give. There are MDAs, there are other places. There are so many appointments that the president has not, so many boards that the president has not even constituted. You can give her something else, not where the constitution is clear about who and who can go into INEC. So this is where the president has made a mistake. And you see, history will not be fair to him if he proceeds to say, okay, it has to be this person.
Maybe Mr. President feel Mrs. Lauretta Onochie is good. She's passionate about the well-being.
I like her. She's loyal.
But other places, you don't need this controversy. You don't need. I believe she can function better in other places than this.
MJ, our disqualification was on the ground of federal character, that somebody is still in service from Delta States. Our disqualification wasn't on the basis of on our bashed support for the All Progressive Congress. But basically, some people are saying that she might be renominated if this person from Delta States, Agbamuche, completes his tenure.
Well, I've had cause to speak on Lauretta Onochie's nomination, and my notion has not changed. My view on a nomination has not changed, and it will never change. It's, for me, 100 times is a no, because of our partisanship. She's a member of the APC, and I'm surprised that the Senate would disqualify her based on national principles, on federal character, because we have 36 state commissioners, one representing each state. Then we have federal commissioners. So we can have, I think there are about 12 federal commissioners. So that one is not an excuse on federal character. You can actually have 2 from at least 12 states. You can have 2 commissioners from Market from. But basically, if they are disqualifying her, which I expect that they should have done, well, the fact is she has been disqualified, which is suiting a balm to Nigerians. But the basis of disqualification should have been on our partisanship, because on June 30, 2021, at an Abuja High Court, Onochie deposed to an oath on affidavit that she's a member of the APC. That's just less than a month ago, because she took somebody to court for abusing her on Facebook. There, she claimed to have contested on the platform of a so party in the United Kingdom, and also that she's a member of the All Progressive Congress. So for that alone, and it was presented as one of the evidences, one of the petitions against her to the Senate committee headed by Kabru Gaya and the likes of Ekeremadu, Senator Kwemi Bamdele, and Seriake Dixon. Most of them are lawyers, so they know the audience. If you want to be nominated as a member of INEC, you are not supposed to be a member of any political party.
Asukwo, this is not the first time somebody from a political party will be nominated as a director or commissioner in INEC. We've had PDP members, we've had members that are APC that have shown their inclination before. So why is Onochie's case different?
Onochie's case is different because of what this political party actually said that they stood for, which is change. Outside, people will say, okay, APC actually came to tell Nigerians that what PDP or any other party, what they were doing before was wrong. So we have come...
Because the way they are presenting it now is an aberration, that it has never happened for somebody that has been a card-carrying member in a political party.
If it has
that person
does it make it right?
But this is not the first time, and it has gone through Senate clearance. MJ,
must she be given an job as a reward? They are not more juicy positions.
Nigerians actually troop out to vote APC because they came with change.
PDP?
Yeah.
Okay.
They removed the PDP because they were saying something about change. If we were saying change, and at the end of the day, Nigerians are not seeing that change, then it means that there's a problem. But the PDP, we are saying that, oh, all the national commissioners, they were all having problems, having issues, because they were all card-carrying members of the PDP, or most of them. But now APC has come. They are not supposed to toe that same line. That is what you are saying. We cannot be doing the same thing every time, and we expect different results. It's not possible.
Ayo, say
okay. Let me reach out to Jide. Jide, one thing is sure, and I don't know, because this woman is very, very vocal, and as support for Mr. President, there's a constituency. There are people that are bent that, look, this our nomination will not see the light of the day.
Basically, because of her outspoken nature. If you are very active on social media and you are faced with this kind of situation, you should expect that you are going to be resisted, because she's not only vocal, she's one of the aides of the president who does not see anything wrong in insulting people. In fact, I saw a post where she insulted Okonjo-Iweala before Okonjo-Iweala was eventually elected to the WTO job. So she attacks people, believing that that is the way to show that she's working. She sits on social media to abuse people. So if Garuba Shehu or Femi Adesina were to be nominated to the INEC job, do you expect that Nigerians will not complain? Of course they will complain, because those ones are too prominent and too vocal in their expression of support and loyalty to the president to be given such a job, because the provision of the law is clear that that person must not be a card-carrying member. And of course, if you used to be a card-carrying member, then you have to give up your membership of the party. The investigation has shown that as at the time when Onochie claimed that she had ceased to be a member of the APC, she was still tweeting and showing her loyalty, tweeting about all kinds of things. Oh, we are going to do registration today, this, and you are tweeting about that, and you want the world to believe that you had left. Of course, the internet never sleeps. People will dredge out the things that you have done that will definitely invalidate your claims. So I've always advocated that for us to have a better country, people must speak up. Prominent people must speak up. If there are things going on that are wrong, you've got to speak up. We can't be blindly loyal to the point that we see the truth and refuse to say the truth. It doesn't matter. People will hate you. They will call you names. They will call you out on social media. Some of us are already praying to God to give us the greater zeal and the heart to take the insults that come with speaking the truth. So that will happen. But the truth is that people like Jega came out, and I'm happy because he came out. And for him to have come out at that time and say, see, we do not need any form of controversy at INEC. INEC is not a place that should be riddled with controversy. Give this woman something else. With Jega coming out strongly to say, no, this woman does not fit the bill. Find something else for her. The Senate took the right decision. Although the Senate they now decided to claim that they did it because her appointment violated the federal character principle. Of course, I would disagree. She comes from the South. that was Agbamuche talking about May Agbamuche Umbu. She got married to the son of the late Matthew Umbu from Cross River State. Agbamuche was appointed into INEC as a representative of Cross River, not as a representative of Delta State. Delta State and Bayelsa since 1999 have not produced an INEC commissioner. That is a fact. So in 2016, when the Senate cleared May Agbamuche Umbu, she was cleared as somebody appointed to represent Cross River State, the state of her husband. And that's not the first person that would also come out from the state of her husband. So the claim that there is someone from Delta State that is occupying that position is wrong, because May Agbamuche Umbu, by even Senate records, if they check their record, is representing Cross River State, the state of her husband. So we've had someone before who also represented Edo State, though she was not originally from Edo State. That happens. That happens. We've seen judges come out of the state of their husbands, whereas they are not from that state, but appointed maybe to the Court of Appeal from the state of her husband. So the claim by the Senate, by the Kabiru Gaya-led committee that there is already somebody representing Delta is false. May Agbamuche Umbu, I'm saying it on my honor, I'm saying it this evening, is on that INEC commissioner list as representative of Cross River State. Bayelsa and Delta have yet to produce an INEC commissioner since 1999. And Umbu came in 2017. So this is the thing. We've had Akwa Ibom, Okpo, Sam, Kiaso, 1999 to 2003 from Akwa Ibom. We've had Ekpenyong, Unsa, 2003 to 2008 from Cross River. We've had Agbamuche Umbu from Cross River 2017 till date. We've had from Edo, Ms. Telma Iremiren, 2010 to 2015. We've had Muhammad Leki from Edo State, 2016 to 2020. We've had Ignatius Sylvester Kogbara, 1999 to 2003 from River State. So Bayelsa and Delta are the two states that are yet to produce an INEC commissioner. So that claim that Onochie was dropped because there is already somebody representing Delta State is false, and it is completely antithetical to the facts on the ground.
Mojid, that means from what Jide is saying now, the Senate could not come out directly to tell us that, oh, because of our, partisanship, now that we cannot confirm her and everything, so they have to look for a very convenient way out.
They came through the back door, so that they won't say yes. They listened to the yearnings of Nigerians, and now they have just exposed themselves, honestly, because. I said, even before Jide came in, I said that no, I won't agree with them on the federal character, but it's good that Jide is even exposing their deficit in terms of, I expect that they should have records for these things. And
if you see the composition of the panel.
And now, see, the thing is, this position is for federal commissioners of INEC. I mean, you have after the head, after the chairman, Professor Mahmoud. After the chairman, you have the federal commissioners. I think they are either 9 or 12 in number. There are 12 representing the zones. I think two per zone. Now you now have the RECs, the resident electoral commissioner for the states, which are 1. So I think what Jide is trying to say there is that we've never had this for that national level, not for the state levels. But I think each state produces 1. So, but basically what the Senate has done is to disqualify her and now give a different reason, which has now, fallen flat on their face. Because like what Jide said now, I mean, this woman is clearly from Cross River. We have had some judges, like he said, who are appointed. I mean, there was a particular case in Osun where the woman was, and the woman is from the southeast, but the husband is from Osun, and she's a judge practicing in Osun State. So we've had these issues of marriage and stuff like that. But for Senate, to the Senate committee led by Kabuga to now disqualify her based on that and not based on the petitions citing a partisanship. I mean, being a member of the APC, it falls flat on the face and leaves much to be desired. Which means tomorrow, if Ababuchi retires, so to say, I mean, they might want to come over. But the question is, must the federal government insist on Onochie? Can't they just avoid this controversy? Must they insist on Onochie as a commissioner in INEC? She can be nominated into CBN or NNPC or MPA, or you can even make her the MD of MPA to replace the person who is on suspension. Nobody will say anything. We have had somebody who read that who became a CBN governor in the past.
Don't you see? For me, I sometimes see it as this woman is being vilified unnecessarily. I don't know, maybe that's my own opinion. And we also had an Amina Zachary at a point in time that Nigerians came with a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of activity, heaped a lot. And she's still in INEC.
She's still in
I don't know. That woman, what she survived. When pictures came and all sorts of, at a point in time, they came out that she's a direct cousin to President Muhammadu Buhari.
But it was even Goodluck Jonathan that even appointed her.
Yes.
So that one is different. You understand? But this one, based on, if you look at it, based on our staunch partisanship with the APC, if you go on social media, if they open Twitter again and you say you want to go to Lauretta Onochie's page, the only thing you will see there is just everything about APC. And for that particular office she was nominated for,
our most viewed picture on the internet
is even the one she was wearing
apparel.
She said she resigned in 2019.
She resigned in 2019, but on June 30th, she deposed to an oath in Abuja High Court, saying she's a member of the party.
The thing is, for us to make our democracy have let me say, for people to believe in our democracy and for people to have confidence in INEC, we do not want people who have moral burden. People whereby, once they say, Lauretta Onochie is in one particular state, when you put her there will be mago, let me use that word, concerning the results. We do not want such. We are talking about how the Senate, they are talking about even electronic transmission of results. We are having issues with it. Not to talk of when you have somebody who is already attached to a political party being sent to a particular, to monitor the elections. We do not want that for now. For the Senate, I think they've got it wrong here. What they would have said in their reports would have been not federal character,
but for partisanship.
And even to add that she was, to add that based on even moral burden. They would have put it there. Because I was even looking at it, I said, for instance, if Lauretta now says, I want to take the Senate to court, do you know she can win? Because she can. Because she said, she can claim that she was not a man based on what Jide has pointed out now.
That she's representing.
She's representing Delta.
Delta.
She can win. So the Senate got it wrong. I don't know why they actually came out with that report after so many weeks.
Imagine a Jonathan nominating Reno Omokre.
Omokre, exactly.
It's like Obasanjo nominating Andy Uba for under position. So we know the results.
Let's already. That is what it means. Because she is a staunch fan and supporter of the president. They are either to APC.
The Buharist.
She completely. So the thing is, the Senate would have gone writing black and white that based on being a member of APC, That is why we are dropping her, not because of federal character principle.
All right, we'll take this breather. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout. Please stay with us. It's your favorite news and current affairs program reaching you live from TVC News. I have Mojid Jamil still in the studio. Asukwo James and Babajide Kolade Otitoju is sending in contribution from our Abuja studio. Now, before going to battle, it is wise to set one's house in order. Though the 2023 general election is more than a year away, the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, is in preparation mode. It has fixed the 31st of July for the commencement of its world congresses after initially postponing it indefinitely. In a letter to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the party said local government state congresses will follow sequentially. Meanwhile, the Deputy Senate President, that's Senator Ovi Omoagege, is tasking APC leaders in Delta State and across the country on respect of party supremacy. Speaking at a meeting in the state, Senator Omoagege stressed that the party can only be vibrant and enduring when party interest overrides self-interest. Let's start from this, the Congress is scheduled. Now, before it was cancelled, it was states and local government state congresses that was scheduled, and the APC didn't tell us anything about its national convention. Now we have July 31st now that's been scheduled for those congresses, but the APC is still mute about their national convention.
Yeah, even
they continue to have a governor, a sitting governor
as the acting chairman,
and caretaker committee.
Well, APC is riding so high now, especially with the gale of defections from PDP to APC, especially under Ebony. I mean, it's a season of harvest, but I hope they won't allow that to derail them and get into their head. There are certain timelines. Like now, one of the reasons given for the shift in these congresses is that they suddenly remember that they needed to give INEC a 21-day notice before they can embark on their congresses. So, I mean, that would have been a lacuna there. So now, up till now, they are yet to fix the date for their national convention, and they want and even for the zonal. So they still have a lot of work to do. But then, after 1 year in office as caretaker, I think apart from the harvest of, I think, is it 2 or 3 governors now, then the registration of new members into the party, they also said they needed time to allow those governors who just came in, I think, from Samfara and Cross River, to get themselves really embedded into the party and take a leadership position proper before they can, so that some of their members too can take part, can bring in their, can take part in the Congress. So you might say, yeah, fine, but then you can't continue to keep Nigerians in a position of apprehension about your national convention, because whoever becomes the chairman of APC holds a very, very big key towards what happens in 2023. You know that if they normal that they have not zoned it to anywhere, but if it comes,
the national chairman
comes from
the presidential candidate might not be able to emerge
from that zone. So it will be a pointer to what will happen in 2020. So that's why they are still dodging, that they are still very dodgy about fixing the date. You know, so they are calculating, very smart guys there.
Just PDP, they're talking about December, then I think APC too, they're watching, and these 2 major political parties, you know, they're watching. Now, in the school of thoughts, the people who are talking about merit now, they're not talking about rotation. This weekend I was with Governor Yaya Bello, and expressly he told us that, look, that this thing should not be a function of where you come from. It will just be on merits. Now, after the North, it is accepted that there's North, there's South. After the North are finished their own, they are not talking about merits and across the board that in APC that this might be thrown open to all hands on.
I think we shouldn't. I'm not a member of the APC, but because what they should be thinking of is how we will have peace before 2023 and after 2023. Because if you say you're going to throw it open, when there was a gentleman agreement before the APC,
where was it written?
That is what I'm saying. Gentleman agreement might be written or unwritten. Agreement is like that. The lawyers will tell you that agreement is either written or spoken. Okay. You know. So if they had that gentleman agreement, and it's okay, fine, you guys should take the first shot. That when it gets to after 8 years, we'll take our own. People should not come and say that it should be on by merit. They would have done that gentleman agreement maybe after 4 years and say, okay, fine, let's do it on merit. But even at that, if they had tried that time, there would have been issues in the party. And so they wouldn't have even gone to the battle with problem. But as it stands today, Ayo, the APC needs to get its acts together. The issues about the caretaker committee staying far too long is becoming a problem, because once you start bringing in people from other parties and you have not even calmed the frayed nerves in the party before and you are bringing more people, there will be problem. Now you want to also now say that, okay, there should be merit at the top. Well, once you start to bring merit at the top, you are still causing problem. So the best thing is for the Malabuni to sit down. I know it's going to be a difficult task for him, because you see, they are bringing more people. But the bigger problem is when they will decide where the national chairman will go.
Do you know, at the point in time when Nigeria felt that the People's Democratic Party, they weren't doing well that time, we had defections even from governors, and the handwriting was on the wall ahead of 2015 election that something is about to happen. But for the All Progressive Congress, in spite of the security challenges we're having across the country, in spite of the downturn of economy and everything, their policies, they're still attracting all the big wigs from the People's Democratic Party. What do you think is responsible?
Well, I think first and foremost we have to bear in mind the state in which the president took over the reins of leadership. President Buhari enjoyed tremendous goodwill. Many Nigerians believe that the PDP didn't manage the prosperity that we enjoyed during the Jonathan years especially very well. And they brought us to the mess that we have found ourselves. For that reason, many people are prepared to simply ignore some of the shortcomings of the Buhari administration. The argument of some people is, look, he did not create this problem. He inherited a country that was seriously in a mess, talking about corruption and tremendous infrastructure decay. So for a lot of things that the president is doing at this time, many of them believe that whatever the problems are, it should be tolerated. It should not be blamed for all that has happened. I can tell you that if it were somebody less popular than the president, he would have been taken to the cleaners and almost literally heckled out of office by angry Nigerians. But he still enjoys tremendous support I'm not saying he's still as popular as he was in 2015, but many people giving that benefit of the doubt that, look, this old man didn't create this problem. He came to solve the problem, and they can see some of the efforts that he's making to freshen up infrastructure in our country. Road projects that have been abandoned are being completed. To that extent, people are prepared to look away at some of the bad things that are happening, especially security. But the party itself, APC, also knows what it has to do to win the next election. They also know that once President Buhari leaves office, the 12 million votes that he used to get largely from the Northwest may be difficult to get. So they are now recruiting governors and even federal lawmakers from the rival PDP. It's a template that delivered victory to them in 2015. It's the same strategy that was deployed. APC would never have won the election in 2015 if those 5 governors had not worked out on Goodluck Jonathan and then defected to the APC. They would never have won the election if a lot of those federal lawmakers had not decamped. So they see the poaching of governors and other key people as the silver bullet that would deliver the 2023 election to them as a party. So that's why they are working hard at that. It will look strange that at this time people are defecting to the APC despite the problems that we are facing in our country, especially around the economy and security. But it's not the masses that we are talking about now. We are talking about elites. We are talking about governors, high caliber decampees. These are the people that we are talking about. And they know that once you have a governor in the state, that is strength. Once you have a sitting governor in the state, that is strength. So APC is trying to use those governors to deliver some of the votes that inevitably will not come his way once Buhari leaves. So they are looking for other oases of opportunity where they can garner votes and then ultimately be able to retain power. And they are working very hard at it. I warned the PDP at some point that, look, at the rate Mai Mala Bune was going, that they will almost need to go and beg him, because Mai Mala Bune has not done tremendously well. They are still, is doing his best, but there are still some crises in some states, in some state chapters of the APC that is yet to resolve. But he is focused on poaching his colleague governors, focused on poaching National Assembly members, because he knows that if they had not benefited from the defectors from the PDP back in 2014, they would not have won the election. Remember that some of the governors of the APC lost primary election in the PDP in December 2014 and defected, and they were given tickets by the APC to contest, because the APC realized at that time that it was not as strong as the PDP, and that if it had to weaken the PDP, the best way to make that happen is to bring in some of the juggernauts, some of the power people from his ranks. So that is the same strategy that they want to use in 2023. And you can see the Deputy Senate President saying, look, we can do all of this, but we must believe in party supremacy. People must subordinate their personal interests to party interests. Because they can do all of this. If people still do not respect party supremacy, they will be pulling in different directions and they may still fail to win the election.
All right.
What will determine who wins at the end of the day is the pattern of politics in the last 2 quarters of 2022. That will give us a clear direction of where this whole contest is headed. But for now, their strategy is good, which is to bring in those elements.
Finally, on
from the
show
PDP.
Today, the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, JAMB, has been in the news for various reasons and is attracting attention from the National Assembly. The Senate Committee on Basic Education says it is working towards amending the law establishing JAMB to stop the agency from admitting candidates below age 18 years into the country's universities. Now, the vice chairman of the committee, Senator Ekon Iyakenyi, said anyone below 18 years would not be able to pursue university education in Nigeria. Is age a concern? Is this the next thing now in our education system? What's the big deal?
I was quite disturbed and embarrassed when I saw that thing yesterday.
If you can make it earlier. If you
16,
can get your admission
16,
earlier, 16, 15.
16 is okay. I mean, I don't know why I expect that they should do something about JAMB turning itself to a revenue agency, delivering billions of naira to government. Why not talk about reducing the cost of forms and or prosecuting, going ahead with the conduct of the CBT exams, the computer-based exams. Why not think of reducing the cost so that JAMB will not continue to tell us that it's posting 5 billion profit or 10 billion profit? And now they said they are doing that because knowledge has little or nothing to do with education. In fact, the earlier, the better. I think the cutoff in most other climes is 16 years. When you have 16, you can enter university. Fine. You might want to say, no, they also said JAMB is like a bridge for between secondary school and university. No, rather, I see JAMB as getting itself too overburdened. Even for private universities, you still need to go through JAMB. And if you want to escape JAMB, they'll go and wait for you at NYSC. Because the NYSC will tell you to put your JAMB number, your matriculation number. And matriculation number is synced into JAMB. So they have a way of keying people in other schools. Of course, there are examination bodies that regulates entry into universities in other climes. But the kind of thing JAMB is doing in Nigeria, fine, is good, but I think the consciousness of turning itself into a revenue-generating agency should be what the Senate should rather address, rather than talking about 18 years of age, which I don't think. I entered university at below 17. So I don't think that it should be a problem for anybody who is able to get his admission at 16 or 17. We have to wait till you turn 18 before you go to school. And now you have killed the higher secondary education, the one we call basic education in Nigeria. It's no more popular. The one they call grade 12 or 13, or the baccalaureate in other countries. It's not popular in Nigeria any longer. The higher school certificate.
Asuko, the youths between ages 16 to 18, the number, I think this is what JAMB is looking at now. As in
the Senate. This is the Senate.
The Senate, sorry, is looking at now. And when you look at the number of people seeking admission, as at the time we sought admission those days, across the country you had like 35,000, 40,000. Now
it's even more.
Now
the number that even universities will even admit.
Yes, admit. Now you have over 2 million people sitting for JAMB.
No,
don't you think this is another way for JAMB to now say, okay, want to streamline applicants?
No, even the existing law says that if they want to admit you into the event, you have to be not below 16.
Yeah.
And if there's an existing law,
that's the law. So if they want to now move it up, what will happen from 16 to 18? What will happen
that
to
is
those?
what do you have
you understand?
In stock for them?
Because if you go to the UK, they divided theirs into two.
Yeah.
Either you're a college student or you're a university student.
Yeah.
So if you're from 17 to 20, you can go to college.
Yeah.
From 19 to 24, you go to university. So let them do it that way. Not that they will now say if you are below 18, then you cannot enter the university. No, because at age 15, there are some super intelligent children.
Yep.
You understand? In secondary school. So the only thing they need is somebody who will help them when they either go to so what they should be thinking is, or saying is, that polytechnic, some age, maybe 15 to 18, should go to, or something. Let them break it that way. So that JAMB will be able to know that, okay, fine, they now have another duty. And then JAMB should also be thinking about making money. Because we have 2 million, just like you said, we have so many students who are coming out from the secondary school. The next thing they are doing is how they will get to the university. That is the first thing. None of them is thinking of going to polytechnic.
No.
None. So everybody is saying university. So the Senate should be thinking. So what Senate should be thinking of now is how to make the polytechnic super attractive like the universities. So that once I am coming out from the secondary school, I know that, okay, vocation is my talent.
Or I want to go to college of education.
Or I want to be a teacher. Then from there, I will just move there. Once I'm 16, if they want to make it 16, make it 16. If you want to make it 15, make it 15. Okay. But let them be specific, and not that they will now say 18. At 18, some girls are already pregnant. So how would you now say a pregnant girl should now start thinking about going to university at that age? So the thing is, let them forget about age. Think about the talent that they have.
Babajide, what do you make of the Senate Committee's oversight visit to JAMB? This Senator Ikon Yakei, his proposal.
There are all kinds of ridiculous suggestions coming from our lawmakers these days. Some time ago, one of them sought to criminalize buying generators through a bill. All kinds of ridiculous bills and even plans by our lawmakers. It is already established that you must be 16 years before you can get into a public university in Nigeria. Before now, the law was not there. I think it was about the time when we were in the university that directive came, that you must be 16. Because it's possible for a child to be 15 and even get through school. I remember when I was in Abdulaziz Atta Memorial College, Okene, we had a student, Innocent Ibrahim Ahmed, who had double promotion twice because he was just too brilliant. He's dead now. So, Okene man is dead. Extremely brilliant, and when they gave him exams for higher classes, he always excelled. My dad was English teacher and very strict in terms of marking. Innocent Ibrahim Ahmed still scored more than 60. So 2 double promotions for a student.
Back to back.
Now, once you identify that kind of student, what do? Do you then deliberately stop his growth? Nobody does that. There's no part of the world where that is done. We've seen children, very young people who became professors. It is what you are able to deliver that the other people think about. And once they can see talent in you, they manage you professionally so that you can be useful to the country. Well, in our own case now, 18 years, most people graduate from 15, 16. So what would they be doing? Even if they cleared all their papers, so they would then sit at home doing nothing until they reach the age of 18 before they can enter the university. This is a very ridiculous suggestion, and I can predict that it will not work.
It will not see the light of day.
Even the mandatory 16 years of age that they came up with, already we have a situation in which parents are sending their children to private universities so that they can get around that directive. Now you are moving it to 18 years. I mean, you cannot, when majority of our children these days, they leave school at the age of 16. My son is 18 years. He's already in the second year in the university.
A year earlier.
You know, it's 18 years and I think 4 months. He's already in the second year.
So just imagine if you had a 15-year-old who joined the university. So add 4 years to it. By 19, he's already a graduate.
Yeah. So it's like they said, it's very, very ridiculous. And so what do we have the 6334 system of education for?
By Professor Babs Fafunwa.
Or the one some people call 6,334 system.
I'll thank you, Asuko James, and rounding off our boy, that small lad.
Yeah,
Adikon James.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's 5 today.
You know, young boy. Just like Jide is saying, at 15, I want him to just go straight to the university. I'm not interested in what Senate is telling me.
Maybe you go to Harvard.
No, that is it. That's what
Senator Icon is saying.
I'll thank you, and we wish Deacon James, Master Deacon James, happy birthday. Daddy loves you. And MJ, thank you for your contribution today.
Thank you.
Thank you, and our regards to Alaja in the house, and Babajide from Abuja. Thank you, Jide. Thank you for your contribution today. We expect you back home soon. And that's our offering today on Journalist Hangout. Join us tomorrow for another edition of the program. And don't forget to join us on Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Ozubakun. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. And God bless Nigeria.